seeker, welcome to the Awakening Her podcast. I am so grateful that you've been led here, and I'm excited for you that you're answering the call to manifest more magic in your life by mastering the law of attraction. So cool. My name is Talia, and I'm committed to cutting the fluff and showing you exactly how to manifest more excitement, ease, success, abundance, confidence, love, and anything else you've been craving. So if you're ready to crack the code on manifestation, amplify your intuition, and play in the quantum, we are now besties. Let's do this. Hello, friend. Welcome back to the Awakening Her podcast. I am so grateful that you are here. Welcome. Thank you for being somebody who consumes this type of content, who is Googling these types of things, who has attracted this type of information into your reality. It's so cool. I deeply acknowledge you. Welcome. My name is Talia Joy. If you are new here, welcome. Big squishy hug to you, and to everybody listening. Pull up a beanbag chair, pull up your yoga mat, your favorite comfy beverage. Let's dive into something really beautiful today. So today's episode is a little bit different for what I bring to the podcast traditionally, but not different for what my everyday life is like and what it's like working with my clients and with my channel and all of that. So today I'm talking about what your spirit guides want you to know. And so as I prepared for this episode, this one was led by my spirit team. I call them the team of light. And I was led to talk about this. And so I just sat in meditation and sat in this space of receiving, the different points of what we need to talk about today. And it was so beautiful and so just nourishing that I'm really excited for every single thing that I'm going to bring today about what your spirit guides want you to know so that you can move forward. Wisdom, guidance, perspective, we're bringing it all today. Super excited. And before we dive into all of that, I have a favor to ask you. If you could please write a review on your podcast player, especially if it's Apple Podcasts, but any of the podcast players, if you could write me a review, that would be incredible. It really helps to get the show out to more like-minded people. Unless you have a business, you may not realize how much that stuff really helps. I always make a point to review and leave recommendations on my favorite people and podcasts because it really does go far. And another thing that really helps with the algorithm is if you turn on automatic downloads, especially if you're listening to the episodes anyway, it really just gives a boost to the algorithm and helps this message get out to more people because more people need to know about how you're a deliberate creator of this universe and what your spirit guides want you to know. So I would appreciate it so much. It's something free you can do to support the show. I honor you. I thank you. Thank you so much. And if you have not come and found me on Instagram, come on over to Instagram. The link is below, but it's at Talia Joy Manifestation. We're over there connecting. It's a great place to stay up to date because my Instagram stories are like the up to date, when the cart's closing for something or opening, or I've got a random pop-up workshop or words of wisdom, cards I want to share with you, all the good things. You can come over to Instagram. I would love to get to know you more at Talia Joy Manifestation. The last thing I want to mention is a reminder that we are in the early bird phase at the time that this episode is released, the early bird phase of Manifest from the Inside. And you guys, the more I practice this, because I always practice my own medicine, obviously, I practice it for a long time. These things come together for a long time behind the scenes. And the results that I am experiencing right now, like deep stuff, deep releasings, deep healings, manifestations, really feeling a lightening in everything that I'm doing, clarity, and of course, more abundance and support and all sorts of things. It's changing my life radically. And I cannot wait to share with you everything I've been doing in Manifest from the Inside, where we're doing this right. We're doing this from the inside out. Everything from manifesting in the body, nervous system, finding safety, and of course, things like the miracle mindset and really getting into that energy that you wish to create from the inside out in a way that you really can do. I'm all for incremental upgrades, daily practices, clear instructions. It's really going to help you to move forward. And I'm so excited to welcome everybody in. There's also some amazing bonuses that I just added the other day. So you can check the link below if you're curious. It's called Manifest from the Inside. Starts September 15th. I'm so excited to welcome you in. Okay, let's get into today's episode. So, for this one, for any of you that are new or semi new, I am an intuitive. I'm a channel. My channel, as I mentioned a minute ago, I call the team of light. We come, or they come, in the highest truth and compassion, the highest guidance, similar to like angelic guidance. So, I'm not the channel or the medium that is here talking about demons and dark entities. Of course, we can feel a heaviness, we can feel blockages, but my gifts, it's all about us living as deliberate creators, us living in our full true potential. So it's about the light. And I am, excited to bring this episode today because after working for so many years with so many clients, and especially in the last couple of years, I'm working so much with their guides and hearing that guidance all the time. There are threads of wisdom that are just so consistent and so good. And as I was putting this episode together, as I mentioned, I kind of just sank in and I collectively channeled the consciousness of everybody that's going to listen, and what us in this place right now, in the middle of a transformation, in the middle of a rebirth, in the middle of manifestations, what do we need to know in this time and place right now, in the way the world is, in, everything going on in the world, going on in you, the healing, the rising, the awakening. What do we need to know right now? And what, from the realm of our spirit guides, what do they want to directly tell us? And that is what I do. I am a channel for spirit. And a channel means I am channeling that information. I'm reflecting. I'm a human design reflector. So I'm reflecting the wisdom of spirit into your life. And this is what this episode is all about. So the very first thing that they really wanted to say is that we are with you, we see you, and we care for you. And as I do this, I get a feeling that I'm going to go in and out of direct channeling. It'll be what it is. You guys know the drill. Go along for the ride. So we see you. We are with you. There's a lot of doubt, and sometimes doubt around if my spirit team is actually here, if this is real. I've asked, and why haven't they answered? We have a lot of human questions, which are completely valid. We also like to be validated before we just jump into believing something, right? You want to physically experience it. And so they're just reassuring me right now is that, or what they are reassuring me of is that we see you, we are there with you, and we care for you. And they want me to remind you, which starts to bleed into the next point, but they want me to remind you that they are spirit guides. Their job is to guide you. That is their full-time job. That is their purpose, is to guide you on your journey. You have a team of guides that are not just in this lifetime, from all past lifetimes. There are ancestors. There are spirit guides that you've had in other lifetimes that are still around your soul and around you. And so we know you is really what they're saying. We know you, we see you, we are there. And our job is to guide, not to alleviate all suffering, not to just get you to $1 million overnight. That's not the focus of their job. Their job is to guide and support you on this human journey. So they're in some ways, witnessing your human journey, and they are more connected to divine one love consciousness than we are as humans. It's hard to kind of explain it, but there's God or God consciousness or oneness or Tao, and then there's the human. And the spirit guide is the in-between. That's the middle ground between the humans and straight, pure, uncut source goodness. So we are here to translate that message is what they want to say. We're here to guide you with our higher perspective, but they also deeply acknowledge that the human journey is hard. Not every soul comes to Earth school. There's a lot of souls that go, hell no, I'm not going to Earth, because we have such beauty, such amazingness, but also so much contrast, so many worries, comparison, statuses, money, power, ego. We're in this phase right now in humanity of being very driven by the ego. So Earth is not easy, and they know that. So I want you to know here that when you feel sadness, stuckness, heaviness, wounds, trauma, all this human stuff, you're not expected to be not having that. It's not like if you were connected to your guides or if you listened to their guidance, you wouldn't experience any of this. To be human is contrast. In Buddhism, they say to be human is suffering. And I always thought that was like a downer. I was like, no, it's not. It's love and light. And it's like, well, no, it's difficult. It is Earth school. It's like going to any school. So you go to school for 10 years and it's really hard. You come out in a better place, but it doesn't mean it wasn't hard. It doesn't mean that it wasn't dense, right? So your guides are here with you, caring about you. And the second thing that they want to say is that we can only help when we're asked. And the words they used is, we respond to you. So for clarity, there are times when your guides can have like a divine intervention type deal. But there's only sort of like, I don't know, a few of those in your life, or when things are really at a peak. But generally, they're not here to intervene, and they respond to you. They help when they're asked. So remembering to ask them, remembering to go into meditation and ask your guides what your next step is, or how you can move through this thing, or what the next, thing to realize or release, ask them for help. We are here with you is the first point, right? We care for you. The second is like, we can only help you when you're asked. And I see this really funny image when clients come to me that haven't felt connected with their spirit team in a long time. And they give me this visual that it's like they're hanging out around the water cooler, like almost like with nothing to do. Like they're there, they're ready, but you're not really like giving them anything to do. And this is, again, no fault, no anything. And it's almost funny. It's like, oh, yay, we get to like leave from the water cooler. Like finally, we've been sitting here passing time forever, right? And so it's all in love. It's all in jokes, but they help you when you ask. So if you're very new to all this, you can ask for a sign, the sign that pops into your mind as something you want to connect with your spirit guides with. It could be a butterfly, a feather, it could be a certain number or something like that, a flower, whatever you want. Use that and say, okay, spirit team, we are going to communicate through elephants, or we're going to communicate through butterflies. And you set the tone and start to be open and aware and receptive to signs coming through. You can also ask in meditation for answers. You can speak out loud. It's really a choose your own adventure thing. You find what works best for you, but you lead. They don't lead. So they haven't gone anywhere, and they're not anything. They're not mad at you. They're not sick of you. They're not punishing you. They're just there waiting. And so, you can always ask, even if it's been a month, a year, never, it doesn't matter. They're there for you, waiting to guide you with spirit consciousness on this journey. So the third thing that they want you to know is less about the spirit guides, but what they really, really want us humans to understand, especially those going through an awakening, is that much like how they respond to you, what they said is life responds to you. And I know that me as Talia, I say this all the time on the podcast, but this is coming straight from them. Life reflects back who you are. Life reflects back to you who you are. Life responds to you. And this is a very powerful nugget that I received about a month ago. Like, this concept I've known for a long time, but these specific words I'm going to share, I received about a month ago, and it was just so beautiful. I shared it with some of my one-on-ones, and it was just so powerful. They said, if you feel like the universe has been quiet, like it's not been directing you and guiding you like you've been asking, it's because they want you to remember that you are the deliberate creator. Which comes into some of the other things we're saying is like, they're here to guide you. They're here to assist and be with you, but not remove you from any suffering. They can't take you out of the human experience. You are human. They're just there to guide you. So sometimes when we wait, the universe waits. And I'm famous for this. Well, not famous, but I will be like, I don't know what to do next. And I wait and I wait and I wait, and I'm not getting clarity. And it's when I start moving forward, when I just go, well, fuck it, I'm going to do this. Or, I get really focused to receive an answer through automatic writing or channeling, or just, I have to direct it. Like, no, the waiting stops. The waiting for clarity stops here. The waiting for when I'm ready stops here. I am ready now. Life responds to you. So if the universe has been quiet, it's because your guides are actually loving you so much and reminding you that you're the deliberate creator. And it's a hump to get over, because we go, is it that, or is it that God isn't real and isn't listening, or my spirit team doesn't care about me? It's not that, I promise you. It's that you've been hesitant. So life can only mirror back hesitancy. So life responds to you. Remember that. Who you are being is what you create. You know that, right? And your beliefs, and you're this and you're that. And that's the whole premise of Manifest from the Inside. Is like they're bringing this so strong to me, like we can't avoid this anymore. Myself, you guys, whoever this is resonating with, as a collective, Life responds to us. We are the deliberate creator. And when we get over that hump of really understanding that, life opens up because we realize that we truly are in quote unquote control. In a good way, we create our destiny. We create how happy we are. We create how joyful we are. You are with your spirit team. They are there with you. Of course, you have people in your life, but life will always respond to you. And we have to know that. It reflects back who you are. Okay. The fourth point that they wanted to talk about backs on this perfectly. This is great. They all flow in. The law of attraction is a thing because there are physical laws in the universe. These are proven by physics. It's a thing. It's a thing spiritually because Source wants you to remember that you're the deliberate creator. So the law of attraction exists on Earth and in the universe because Source created this entire experience set up with the premise that you are the deliberate creator. So how better to remind you of that by making life respond to us, by making law of attraction a thing. The law of attraction states like attracts like, which is the scientific physics way of saying life responds to you. Who you are reflects out into life, which is what we're just talking about. But the reason the law of attraction exists is because Source over all your lifetimes wants to wake you up and remind you that you are the deliberate creator. And over your lifetimes, just like me, you've had lots of lifetimes where you suffered, where you didn't know that. In fact, maybe even all of your lifetimes until now, or most of them until now, you haven't known you're a deliberate creator. There's been great lifetimes and shitty lifetimes and traumatic, tragic lifetimes, but all of it is leading you here to now. And the law of attraction is a thing because Source set it up in a way that you cannot escape you. Right? It's like torturous when you're in it, but freeing when you realize it. So law of attraction is a thing so that you remember that you are the deliberate creator. And they're saying, P.S., we love you. Okay, the fifth thing that they want you to remember is the true nature of reality is unlimited potential. Every action shifts your timeline. So in some ways, we need to get a higher perspective and see that we are working with potential. And I talk about this on the path. We've just gone through the weekly assignment of the law of cause and effect. It's going to be brought in to manifest from the inside. But we talk about trajectory, right? You've maybe heard me talk about this in my programs. So reality is unlimited potential, but we're working with trajectories, which just means if you got up tomorrow morning and did yoga at 6 a.m. every day, or Monday, Wednesday, Friday, whatever, consistently for a year, you would be in a different place. Everything you do has a reaction. If you drink every day, that has an impact on your mental and physical health. If you meditate every day, it has an impact. If you call your mom or don't call your mom, if you do Pilates or don't do Pilates, if you cut out caffeine or not, like it's almost like it in some ways doesn't matter. The true journey is finding what works for you and creating a life that picks up momentum in the direction you desire. So it does very much matter for your quality of life what you do. But in some ways, Source isn't judging you either, recognizing that we live in a playground. Do you want to go on the slide? Do you want to go on the monkey bars? Do you want to go over there? Do you want to break through the fence and find your own playground? Do whatever you want to do because it is truly a playground. But what they want to say is life is unlimited. There's nothing actually stopping you from doing most of the things you want to do. You could sign up for yoga teacher school tomorrow. You could go back to school even if you're 60 and, become a doctor. Maybe, I don't know what age you have to retire as a doctor, but you get the point. You could learn Latin. You could do really whatever you want outside of the yeah, but the money or yeah, but the this. What I mean is life is a magical mystery tour. And we are always making pivots and changes, and we're moving and we're doing this and we're ending relationships, starting relationships. You study with a teacher and it changes your life. You go on this trip, it changes your life. Life is unlimited. It is potential. And everything you do shifts your timeline. So if you start meditating every day, that is going to shift your timeline. This is the part that I'm so excited, yes, in the upcoming program, but just in all of my content to remind you guys of. is the non-personal nature of it all in some ways. And that if you get up and start meditating more or start doing things more in self-love, it's never lost. Everything adds up in the universe because we're working with physics. So if you took a bucket and put raindrops in and just went drop, 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 like it's going to add up. It's not just hopefully it adds up. It's physics. It's the way shit works, right? So that's why life is unlimited. And everything you do, every program you've taken, every book you've read, has shifted your trajectory, especially those ones that made a big impact. Even if you took a money, course, and by the end of the money course, you didn't manifest 10 grand, but you learned a lot about your energy with money and you uncovered things, that program still put you in a quote unquote better direction. So everything we do is just shifting our timeline, is shifting our trajectory, is shifting where we're heading. And it's unlimited. So what do you want to do? How do you want to shift your timeline? That's what they really want you to know is it's unlimited. And we get too much in our head about if we can or if we can't or if it's a good idea. And we forget that it's actually unlimited. Remember, the law of attraction exists to remind you that you're in charge of your destiny, of your happiness, of your business, of your health. There are lots of things that you are in charge of. And most of it, like almost everything in our life, is within the realm of us because it all starts inside. So they want to say reality is unlimited potential. Every action shifts your timeline. So I've got two more, but just as a quick recap, the first point was we see you, we are with you, we notice you, we love you, we are here, we are guiding you. The second was we can only help when we are asked, we respond to you. So, take us away from the water cooler, please. Let's interact, let's have some fun, let's connect. Number 3, your spirit team wants you to know that life responds to you. It reflects back who you are. 4 is that this is the case and law of attraction is a thing so that you remember you're the deliberate creator, and it's because we love you. It's because source loves you, because life loves you, and it's the key to your unlocking. So the law of attraction is 100% all the time unwaveringly reliable because you are 100% of the time unwaveringly the creator of your experience. Number 5, reality is unlimited potential. Every action you do, every action you take, everything you do just shifts your timeline. So it's all good in a lot of ways, right? And it's up to you to carve a timeline. It's 11:11 as I'm recording. Bam. The last 2, life has a bigger purpose. Ooh, goosebumpy. From a higher perspective, your lifetime right now is in a tapestry of other lifetimes you've lived for a bigger purpose. Your soul is on a journey. And they always show me that just like a human lives however many days, and every day we live, we're technically getting older. We are experiencing things, every day. To the soul, a day in our life is like a lifetime. Like we have so many of them, just like days, and we learn. And some lifetimes are kind of insignificant as far as less events. Other ones are huge. Like some days in your life, like everything fucking fell apart or something happened in one day. That's how our lifetimes are, and they compound. But your life has a bigger purpose, and you as a soul are going through your own growth journey from a higher perspective. So the things you've gone through, like my childhood, my trauma, my not feeling like I ever fit in, not enoughness, feeling like I don't matter journey, is actually something bigger in my soul, just like your journey of abuse or trauma or the wins. Maybe you were born to a wealthy family and maybe you created a product that made you a millionaire. Like everything that we've experienced is part of a bigger plan. It's part of a bigger perspective. So when I say plan, I don't mean that it's all written out for you. I don't believe every day from now until you die is completely formed for you, because I believe in free will. This is what they show me, is we have free will. But as a whole, the bigger perspective is those lessons you're learning are spiritual assignments for your soul to grow. Those lessons you're learning, the dreams that you have, those are all here to help your soul to grow. And we get into that in Manifest from the Inside, the spiritual assignment and your core desires from your soul. because your soul came here this time for more freedom, for liberation, for healing, for alchemy. That's a huge part of your soul's advancement, not just you in this lifetime. But for you in this lifetime, because we are here right now, it means huge transformation, huge potential of abundance, of success, of inner transformation, of health and vitality and joy. Because as a soul, you are also going through a huge transformation where you're taking everything you've learned in other lifetimes and it's all coming forward and to fruition in this one. And in some ways, as your soul advances and as you're here for bigger and bigger things, the lessons in some ways become bigger and the potential for them to be more dense. So everything you've been through, as horrific as it is because you are meant for big things. And your life, from a higher perspective, has a bigger purpose. And you don't even need to know exactly what the purpose is. Keep doing your work. Keep on the path. Keep healing and transforming and rising. And most importantly, whatever way you do it, keep remembering that you are the deliberate creator, that you're in this bigger journey. So as you contemplate, the relationship with your mom, or your, why this certain thing had to happen, or why this marriage fell apart, or why, whatever it is that you contemplate, sometimes I do this all the time. I go, I don't know why I had to experience that, but I trust that it's all part of the plan of leading me somewhere better, whether it's on a soul level or a human level. And to that, I personally can surrender. That's taken time. You don't need to walk that path if that's not what resonates with you. But just recognizing we are here for something bigger. And sometimes it's not clear to us humans why stuff is happening, but trusting on a bigger level. Because the way I see it is our core experiences, like those big things, like your childhood, and then if you were married a couple times, or you the kids you had, or the key places you've lived, I do believe those are mostly written in for us to have the most powerful experience possible. So your life has a bigger purpose. And when you can't make sense of things here in the 3D, try to surrender into okay, I don't know why I had to go through that. Or I thought I didn't want to go through that. That sucked. That was painful. It changed me. It felt awful. But trusting, if you can, or at least exploring with your team why you maybe went through that, and just that it's for a bigger purpose. And there's part of that I just surrender to. It's almost like I become wise enough to know that I don't need to know it all to figure it out. It's more of an energetic thing. So what they're trying to say here is your life has a bigger purpose, and from a higher perspective, things happen for your greater unfolding on a soul level. And then the last one that is, you guys, if you've made it here, this is huge. It's funny that they put it last. It makes sense to me right now. You are a cycle breaker. Goosebumps. You are a cycle breaker, my love. All of the shit that your family has been through, that you have seen and not seen, the shit that you have been through, the patterns of your parents that were put in you, the things that have been experienced in your lineage, in your heritage, maybe even in your city, in your town, you are here to break the mold. You are here to show the world what a woman can do, whatever your last name is can do, what someone of your ethnicity can do. You are here in many ways to break the lineages, to break the trauma and the dysfunction and the not wholeness, the patterns, the struggles that have gone on in your family. And you might have got sucked up into them as well, just like me, before you realize, shit, I'm recreating some of this, so I want to do something better. You might feel deeply drawn to your grandparents or beyond, your ancestors, because there's a deep knowing that you're here to break that. And if something has felt almost like it's too big for you to even bear, it's because you've carried the load of your ancestors. And the beautiful part is, as you realize that and go deeper into sacredness with yourself around that, you start to consciously, subconsciously, energetically, spiritually heal those patterns. So if you're new to this, but it resonates, a place you can start is just looking at your lineage and any of the main struggles you've heard about, you saw in your grandparents, things that your family say, if there was alcoholism or abuse or this or that, but just knowing that there was a lot of all of that in our lineages. Because if you're anywhere, I mean, just whoever's listening to this, whatever age range you are, your parents and then your grandparents lived in a totally different age where there was real scarcity or real abuse or war times or, tragedy. Depending on what's gone on in your heritage, it's huge. So you now here are dealing with the trauma of your ancestors and you're the one to break it. I'm getting huge goosebumps everywhere. And this happens with having that awareness of what your lineage has been through, even just roughly. I know that there's been a lot of things in my family, but one thing is even like women and like a mother wound and feminine energy wounds of being able to be a strong feminine without giving up all your needs and sacrificing everything and then also being resentful for it. And, like there's these patterns that I can loosely just see and I know of what I learned. And then there's lots of other things I don't know of, right? But I can see it and I can go, everything that I'm dealing with is not just for me. Of course, it's for my kids and my future, but it's also for my ancestors. And they say that when you heal 7 generations forward and 7 back. Every time I hear that, my spirit team slightly chuckles because whenever a human tries to say 7, it just feels very human. But it is true. And actually what they're showing me right now is it's infinite. It's a ripple that never ends. When you heal here, you're healing your lineage in both directions, all directions, unlimited. Everybody is forever changed. And the people you come into contact with in your life now are forever changed. And if you have like a mother wound or a woman wound, like I'm sharing about, every woman you come into contact as you heal will feel your love versus your comparison or animosity or judgment. Everybody benefits when we heal, and you're a cycle breaker. So in your ancestry, but also, as I said, your heritage, your community, it might be as a teacher, you're breaking the mold of, what it means to be a teacher and how you support your students. Maybe as a parent, you're breaking the mold of what your parents did. Maybe, you're becoming the first African-American politician in your town or city or, whatever it is, you are here to make massive ripples and to fuck up the system. The way it's been, you're here to shake it up. You're here to shift and break those cycles of what you've been through, the women in your life, the people in your life, your community, your heritage. You're here to really shake it up. So these are the main things that your spirit guides want you to know right now. It's such an honor to pass this information on. I'll just do a really quick recap. We see you, we love you, we are with you, we notice you, we are guiding you, I promise. We only respond when you are asked, or we mostly can only respond, except for those divine intervention anyway, but we only respond when you ask, please take us away from the water cooler. Life responds to you. Life reflects back who you are. That's why people say we're in a hologram, we're in the matrix, we're in a simulation. It is true. Without sounding all tinfoil hat, it is true. The law of attraction is a thing so that you always remember that you are the deliberate creator. The reason why life responds to you is because you cannot escape you. And it's time to truly transform from the inside to shift that outside. As the consciousness raises up the planet, we are going to soon realize this. Soon, I mean in the next while. We'll start to realize that. And that's why superficial manifestation stuff is not going to work as much, because we awaken and we realize this stuff. So reality, the law of attraction is a thing, so you remember you're the creator. The next one is reality is unlimited potential. And just every action you do has a reaction. Every action you take shifts your timeline. You are the deliberate creator. The second to last one is your life has a bigger purpose from a higher perspective. You are going through a journey as a soul. So you don't even need to understand it all, but just know you're on a journey of a better feeling place. And those dreams you have are put in you for a reason. The struggles you've had are there for a reason. And it all has a bigger purpose. You're on a bigger journey than just the human one. And the last one is you are here to break cycles. So keep doing your work, keep doing that self-growth, keep doing that unleashing, healing, releasing, stepping into that deliberate creatorness, because that is truly what you're here to do. And the magnitude of what your transformation does for those around you, dead or alive, to come, the future, even if you don't have kids, like it's ripple. It doesn't matter. It ripples out into the universe in all directions. So keep doing your work. And that's why it's also really dense, because you are doing the work of like 1,000 years or whatever, right? So I'm really proud of you. Namaste, my friend. If you're interested in manifesting from the inside, where we take all of this stuff into the lens, through the lens of deliberate creation, and shift your life from the inside out, I would love to join you. The link is below. And other than that, I will see you in the next episode. Have a great day. I'll talk to you soon. Thank you so much for your time and tuning into this episode. I really hope that it served you. And before you go, I'd love to give you a free workbook to help you upgrade your manifestation mindset. In this workbook, we're going to go through the 5 most common unconscious blocks that are holding you back. I'm going to show you how it's showing up in your life, and most importantly, the manifestation mindset shift that you need to unblock yourself. So grab the Manifestation Mindset Makeover free workbook now, and let's get to unblocking.